Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. They also have a Patreon, but that's for other games. So, on the last Let's Play, we were watching Adastra when Flynn got two texts from not Leo and then left the house in a bit of a huff. At which point we went to sleep, woke up, saw a ghost chase, or at least us without a goatee, decided to look at Flynn's phone, and he's meeting somebody out over here. So we decided to stalk him, or follow him. So we found the place, and then we're going inside. While Carl's sitting in the car because he's drunk. Though, how many beers did it say he drank? Like 3-ish? Definitely not like me. Don't drink, kids. Anyways, reset face. And start. I step out and nearly close the door on my own tail. I must have been more distracted than I thought. Seeing Daxon against the side of the building, I can't help but think he looks downright eerie, like a drug dealer. He doesn't have scales like Flynn, so he's just this rubbery black color that blends into the shadows, as speciesist as that sounds. When he turns towards me, his eyes stick out like headlights in the night. Hey Chase, check this out. Look what I can do. He beckons me over towards a small metal sheet by the door. I step closer. Some words are engraved on the front. So, you've heard of us. A winking smiley face is pictured below the text. What the hell? I know, right? Definitely a sex thing. He moves towards the door, his thick tail flicking in an anticipatory sway behind him. I'm surprised he can control that thing. Watch it be locked. Might as well try. After you, Lieutenant. Don't start. He grasps the handle, and the door opens with ease. Daxon looks over to me once more, and we step inside. It's a bar. The smell of decades worth of cigarette smoke and dust hits my nose instantly. I went to some place yesterday. I was going to say the place, but it might not be like a whole bunch of bars, and I didn't want to dox myself. But like, I didn't see anybody smoking, but it smelled like cigar or, smoking smoke. Cigarette. Daxon coughs, trying to muffle himself, as we see the shadows of various patrons throughout the dimly lit bar. Everything near the counter is illuminated up in a sort of green tinge, while the rest of the establishment has red lighting. Well, in places it does have lighting. I've never been inside a restaurant or bar like this dark before. The walls are mainly decorated with faded 1950s beer adverts, and a mounted CRT monitor near the entrance looks to be streaming an old cricket match. I don't see any bartenders or waiters. Nobody's behind the bar. Huh. Daxon half speaks, half whispers. Maybe we should take a seat, so it doesn't look like we were gawking. Yeah, good idea. We move towards the closest table to the entrance. The location leaves us completely enshrouded in darkness. There's a lamp above us, but it looks broken, the copper wiring hanging out where the bulb is supposed to go. I haven't seen Flynn yet. Have you? It's hard to see in here. I sort of assume salamanders had better night vision. No, not yet. Squinting, I try to get my eyes to adjust the darkness. Two large figures get up from their bar stools and head towards the pool table, each grabbing a cue. They both appear to be equine, middle-aged, and male, decked out in polo shirts and slacks. The two wouldn't look out of place in a country club greenaway, but here they stand out something fierce. I realize that there is a much smaller person behind them, a fennec girl with big, lengthy head fur that goes down her shoulders. One of them, the one in the teal polo with the beer gut, sets out a rack of pool balls on the table. The other horse, with the red polo and graying muzzle fur, speaks up, shaking his head and pointing towards the balls in the triangle. I can't make out everything, but it sounds like he's insisting the 8-ball always goes on top. The teal-shirted one lets out a dismissive noise, making a point of placing the 8-ball somewhere in the center of the rack. I thought it would be the center, or just fucking wherever. I feel my phone buzz in my pocket. Quickly reach down. I check the message. It's from Leo. We're all gonna hang out at your old hood tomorrow at 2. Would be good if you came. Old hood? What would that be? Gonna hang out in the hood? I sigh. That's some welling of guilt. That same welling of guilt takes hold of my chest, like stones in my ribcage. More texts from the Evil X? I glance up at Dax in surprise, the salamander having turned to face me. Again, I'm wrought with how fucking eerie his bright eyes sticking out of the blackness and staring at me is. He's not evil. You folk all get super angsty every time he texts you. Like, an ex is just that, an ex. You don't gotta worry about them anymore. Daxon crosses his forearms and rests them on the table for a moment before hastily pulling them back. He grimaces, wiping his arms on the fabric of his shirt. Looking down, I can see that it's been a while since the surface of the table has been properly wiped down. There's no napkins in sight either. I peer at the message again, trying to think of what to say in response. Well, the circumstances are kind of different here. He's been one of my closest friends since I was really young, and when I left town for college, we never actually broke up. Oh. The skin on my face pulls tighter, though I can't make out what expression he's making of the skin on his face. So, he's not actually your ex then? Or then? We haven't been together in 3 years. Hell, before this trip, I hadn't even spoken to him for at least 12 months. Yeah, I feel like that's breakup time. Unless you're like on a deserted island or something, I don't know. That's not exactly true at all, now is it? The heavy feeling in my chest grows stronger. Look, I don't have time to go over the past 15 years of our relationship. He holds up the flat of his rubbery palms. Sorry, just trying to get to know you and all. He turns back around. Smooth chase. I type back my reply to Leo. I'll be there. But we won't. Maybe, I don't know. A sound of belly laughter from the pool table catches my attention. The red poloed equine slaps the back of the smaller fennec, who looks to have just made a pretty nice shot. Her head fur flutters in front of her face, and then slips right off, falling on the pool table. A wig. Ooh. You realize now that the fennec isn't actually a girl at all. At least, not physically. Ooh. Daxon saw this as well, and we exchanged a brief glance. Is this gonna be one of those sexy clubs? The two men doesn't seem to pay much attention outside of the brief chuckle. Behind them, the red light flicks on, and another group becomes visible at the table to the rear. There's a 30-something German Shepherd with pompadour-cut head fur, and a black muscle shirt stretched taut over his large chest. Man, pompadour. Like what Japanese people think greasers are like, you know? What was that, like poncho? Wait, what's a pompadour? I'm right? He's watching the billiards game intently. His arm is around the back of the seat next to him, and in that seat is Flynn, staring right at me. Fuck. God, how long has he been here or there? Could he see us this whole time? Daxon sees him too, the salamander forcing a toothy smile and waving at his roommate from across the bar. Flynn doesn't wave back. He just keeps staring. The seconds pass, and nothing happens. We just sit there, and he sits there, and neither of us moves. Eventually, Daxon pushes himself up to a seat. Feet? I can read, and I reluctantly follow suit. Everything goes quiet as we make our way to the other table. I feel the tingling sensation around my whiskers that goes all the way to the back of my spine. I don't belong here. I can't tell if the pool table group is looking at me, but it feels like they are. This is new. Also, he looks weird. What is a pompadour? Pompadour cut. Okay, it's kind of like that, where it's like a little slick back, but then there's also one where they're forward a bit, like a Japanese greaser kind of thing. Then what am I thinking? Poncho? Poncho. No, okay. Pompadour cut anime. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking when I think of pompadour. Like, the thing is somewhere between, like, maybe an inch to, like, a whole entire head length ahead of their face. You know? Yeah, pompadour. It's weird that it's, like, both, like, just kind of up and back, like this, and then ones where it's, like, out to here. Well, holy shit. Who'd you looking at? The otter in an otter in my water? Would you look at that, an otter in my water? Okay. The German Shepherd speaks up with an accent that sounds more West Coast than Southwestern. He drops his arm from Flynn's chair, beaming at me with his reddish-brown eyes. The canine turns his attention towards Daxon, eyeing him over. The salamander has his hands folded together, smiling nervously. And Daxton. Daxton blinks. Evening. Have we met? The man chuckles. Nah, but I've seen it before. Whenever I come over to Scale Boy's house here, you're always in your room all alone like. Flynn's slidden gaze flicks from Daxton to me. His expression seems to harden before my eyes. What the fuck are you doing here? The scaled finger curls up into a fist before unfurling, the large lizard fidgeting in his seat. His tie is gone, and he's unbuttoned most of his shirt. Oh, now I see. Huh. Okay, play this cool, Chase. I found your phone with the invite to this place. It was all propped up and everything. I say that last part with a bit of accusatory tone. Flynn narrows his eyes slightly. Invite? How'd I do, Valley Girl Boy? German Shepherd. You didn't tell me you were bringing some friends. That's first. The shepherd grins again, tension so thick that you could cut it with a knife. Doesn't seem to assuade his cheery demeanor. I wonder if, like, this guy has a character thing. Though I'm not sure if it's going to be like, this guy's going to be a bad hombre, some guy that's okay. I mean, he is big and muscular, so I feel like, you know, thinking Brian-like. Or if he's just going to be like a little character that we're almost never going to see again. But he does have that thing where he seems to be all happy for uncomfortable reasons. Maybe. Anyways, I didn't. He makes an acknowledging grunt, his gaze flicking between us for a moment. Well, I'm Ryan. You know Flynn, and I know Daxon. So who are you? He looks at me, expectant. Before I can speak, Flynn does. Chase. His tone is terse, bordering on outright warning. Chase? Ha! Fucking otters are cute as hell. Like, you got your wee stubby fingers, plus, you're all squeaky and shit. And Blanche, not sure whether to be flattered or offended, I look down at my fingers. Ryan just grins. the red light glistening on the enamel of his fangs. Take a seat, you two. Good to see Scale Boy actually has friends. Daxon looks down at one of the red fabric chairs with weary demeanor. Well, as long as they're not too sticky. He elicits a throaty, cackling cackle from the dog. A cackling cackle. That's part of the charm. So much semen. Oh, much like yours? Oh ho, fuck me, man. Good one? Or good one? I take a seat from across Flynn, who is now staring at the wall. Glancing over, I notice that Daxon has been standing with his hands folded behind his back, his posture completely vertical, like Captain Amicus does in Dastra. The salamander scoots past and takes a seat beside me. He fishes out Flynn's phone from his pocket and slides it over to him across the table. Flynn looks at it for a good 3 seconds before snatching it and shoving it back into his pocket. You're welcome. I didn't ask for this. Daxon just shrugs indifferently. Flynn looks at me again, his expression less intense, but still a frown. Hi. A quiet yet shrill tone voice peeps up from behind us. Turning, I see the gender-ambiguous fennec fox from earlier. Can we see them? They quickly walk past us, tugging lightly on Ryan's shirt. They mumble something I can't quite make out, and Ryan practically cools back at the little fennec. He reaches up, squeezing their waist, and they make a little noise. Ryan pulls out his wallet, withdrawing a few bills and hand them to the fox. The middle-aged horse duo walks up as well, cues and grasp. The one with the red polo bumps into the fennec, resting a hand on their shoulder. They flinch initially, before a sheepish smile forms on their lips. The fennec spins around clumsily, nearly toppling over onto the table. The older male catches them and keeps them in place. Ease now, desert cutie. They wrap their arms around the fennec's girthy midsection, their paws gingerly patting at his back pockets. Oh, you want some money for something from the bar, sweetheart? Don't know where the tenders gone and ran off to. Bartenders. I was like, what are we talking about? Chicken tenders. Red Polo fetches a $20 bill for the fox, placing it in the little one's maw. They treat him like a youngling, but the fox looks like he's at least 30 years old, from the sagging of their face and splotchy fur. Hey! Of fucking course. Casey's doing that bidding war bullshit again. Flynn takes a swig of his booze. The older men stare at him, suddenly looking a bit uneasy. Red Polo turns, trying to usher Casey away toward the main counter. However, the fox seems to resist. They squirm, quickly writhing out of the equine's grasp and stumbling their way over towards Flynn, nearly clawing on top of Ryan to do so. Everyone seems to freeze in place as the fox pushes their muzzle close to Flynn's. Flynn looks dull-eyed back at the fennec. I don't got any money for you. It's okay. I just want to make you less grumpy. They look at each other, saying nothing. Flynn parts his lips slightly, and the fox pushes their face against his, maws meeting in a deep kiss. His eyes go wide for a moment, then shut tight, returning the affection just the same. My heart feels like it stops, and my sweat goes cold. I feel sick, like I want to puke or something. I mean, I had felt a sort of deep, gnawing feeling since I saw Ryan's arm around Flynn, but I guess I wasn't prepared for something so visceral. But I don't do anything. I just sit there and watch, with a rock-hard cock. Ryan, meanwhile, grasps the fox's rear, grinning in that Cheshire way he does. Good to see you're not sourpussing the whole night, Flynn. Are you kidding me right now? Fucking whore. Red Polo turns, leaving his friend behind and making his way to the exit, like with a few huff swears. Was the other one before them? Ryan. The Tio Polo male, who is some sort of Shire Clydesdale type, watches him leave, but doesn't follow, because he wants some fennec action. Says the married man. Casey pulls back from Flynn, and a string of saliva still hanging between the lips. Flynn's nostrils flare as he exhales upon the fox's face. This seems to set Casey off, and they kiss him again, with even more ferocity. Daxton's looking at me now, his eyes wide. The salamander slightly mouths a "what the fuck?" I don't even have the capacity within me to respond with anything other than a curt nod. Wow, putting on a show for the new friends? Tio Polo is looking down at Daxton in the eye now. Well, noting the festivities, you youngins want a drink or something? I'm Mike. Nah, we're good. I'll have 2 doubles of whatever tequila is the cheapest. Mike blinks. I'll be right back then, kid. Let me find the bartender. Rob's back to the smoke room. Rob's back in the smoke room. Seabiscuit. So, a bit of a reference, the smoke room is, the name of the prequel kind of thing that's no longer associated with the Echo Project, but it's also the, code word for having gay sex, with Sam. So, yeah. We've had faith. He uses his free hand, the one that's not currently groped in Fox ass, and points toward the wooden door in the corner of the room by the potted plastic cigarro. The smoke room? Mike gives Ryan an uneasy look. Fuck. Mike, Ryan, okay, I'm just trying to keep everybody's names together. I get the impression from his demeanor that the casino wristband he's wearing that he isn't a loco. Well, I'll be right back then. He forces a smile before turning and heading toward the aforementioned smoke room. Ryan crosses his legs, letting his head roll from side to side before speaking up. I think we should head there too, right, Flynn? Flynn and the Fennec's lips part again. The guy looks at me before responding. Alright. Man, what's wrong with you? All eyes shift to Daxton now. Flynn grunts. You don't get to fucking judge, creep ass. Watch me jerk off at night, but can't stand the sight of me macking on someone? For fuck's sake. Also, you leaving the door open? Jerking off? Rude. I had a friend, come in on me, jerking off once. It was when I didn't lock the door. They didn't knock on the door. It was like, hey, I'm in, and left. And it's like, we didn't talk about that. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna bring that up. The round-faced salamander jaw goes slack. Ooh, you've been busted, Daxton. Watching and not helping out's a real grave offense. What the hell are you even talking about? Daxton looks at me. I say nothing, thinning my lips. You know what I'm talking about. I truly don't. Hey. Let's not play he said, she said, alright? Daxton, Chase, you like to party? Yeah, I like to party. What kind of party are we talking about? Mario Kart? Mario Party? The dog reaches into his pocket. The Fennec turns from Flynn, biting his lip as they begin to lean on Ryan's shoulder. They wiggle their hips in such a manner that Flynn gets a face full of fuzz, the Guyla sputtering a bit. I'm reminded of the long bus rides home with Jenna and Flynn back in junior high. Not that Jenna acted anything remotely like Chase, though. Flynn would be the aggressor, pulling on her fur and making native jokes until Jenna would bonk him right on the nose with a biology textbook. Ryan withdraws, a small plastic baggie with about six tiny white spheroid dots inside. They kind of look like that expensive pebble ice cream they sell at theme parks. Oh, like space, like astronaut ice cream or something? Space ice cream? I'd always wished Carl's parents would start selling that stuff, but they said it was just a gimmick and that it doesn't make the ice cream taste better. He opens the little baggie, placing one of the pebbles on the eager fennec's tongue, then his own. The German Shepherd rises up to his feet. He's large, about as tall as Leo. He extends out the baggie to Dax and I. Before I can respond, Flynn interjects, swiping the baggie and closing it before handing it back to Ryan. Yeah, nah, fucker. You signed for them? Bit rude, my man. The shit ain't addictive, unless you're depressed or something. Well, we are an Echo. Most people are depressed. Dexon's got a heart condition, and I'm fucking pretty sure Chase got drug tests for summer internships to worry about. Dexon crosses his arms over his chest. Yeah, I'm good. Candy from strangers, and all that whole business too. Speaking of, Mike comes out of the corner door with 2 drinks in his grasp. He has a sort of blank expression as he sets them down in front of me. You having fun back there? Ryan quickly deposits the baggie back into his trousers, pushing his chair in. Flynn stands up as well. Didn't have time for fun. Had to tend to Kid Boozy here. Kid Boozy? The name's Kid Boozy now. Like Kid Rock, but booze. Kid Boozy? That sounds like one of them urban rap types. You spitting rhymes, Chase? Okay, cool. Kid Booze. Ryan chuckles. I look down at myself, then back up. Fuck no, he doesn't. I seen Chase do cowboy poetry back in school. Not a pretty sight. He looks at me, seemingly uncaring of the fact that Chasey is now all up on Ryan and not him. Casey? I remember you and Carl got up and did yours about alien abductions and anal probes in the desert, and the principal got so pissed. I let out a little huff as the memory comes back to me. I'm surprised he remembers that. Yeah, it didn't start out that way, but UFO rhymed with lasso, and it was all downhill from there. Anal probes, eh? Sounds fun. Ryan grins, leeching over and slugging my shoulder. His angle is off, so it's more like a tap than a punch. Daxon lets out a slightly exacerbated noise. That's your takeaway from that conversation? You sound like you got a probe or two up yours, Daxon. Or lack thereof. Daxon closes his eyes and rubs the flat of his nose, still looking a bit flustered from Flynn's accusation earlier. I clear my throat, speaking up towards the towering equine beside me. But, thank you, sir. I gave the large horse a nod of appreciation before taking a hearty glug of one of the glasses. Oh my god, this fucking burns! My muzzle pulls into a grimace as I try to swallow ooh as much as I can, eyeing the glass. It's only got a fourth of the way down the double. Guess I'm the designated driver now. Ryan thumbs back towards the door to the aforementioned smoke room. Hey, you all want to join? We're good, Ryan. Flynn basically pushes Ryan back, shuffling the seemingly attached Chasey along with him. A long silence follows, and all 3 of us watch them until they disappear behind the faded wooden door. Now, them? I let out a long exhale, then placed my face in my paws. I don't know what he meant when he said I watched him jerk off. What the hell is he talking about? I can hear the creaking ooh of the seat across from me. Mike must be sitting down with us. I would like to take this to the highest compliment if someone's watching me beat off. Take it as the highest compliment. I'm never leaving my room again. I'm assuming your youngins are also new to this dusty establishment, is that right? Mike speaks in a sort of southerly drawl, cadence that's more bayou than prairie. And if you ain't gonna drink that, kid, I'll gladly finish it for you. I uncover my eyes, slowly reaching for the glass of auburn liquid and bringing it again to my lips. The second time, it doesn't burn as much, and I manage to swallow another fourth without any tears. Yeah, this is the first time for me. How'd you find out about this place? He crosses his arms, leaning back in the seat. The chair creaks in audible protest of its weight, like my chair did. Even though, well, I have gained a bit of weight, like 5 pounds, it's just like, Jesus, I gained so much weight. Like, from me, when I visited my mom and she's like, here's all this food, and I'm like, great, it's gonna take me a while. I was about to ask the same thing to you. Yeah, sorry. I was wondering what cute pups like you two would be doing in a place like this. I got a couple of meetings down in Payton, so I stopped by the casino for a few hours with the one-armed bandit. That sounds like a thing. Slot machine. Okay. So, I have one of them sex applications you download to your cell phones, right? Downloaded that all by yourself, did you? Jackson comments dryly. Well, can't exactly get my nephew to help me with that one now, can I? You could... No, wait, you could. It'd just be very awkward, much like this whole night. Daxton's staring at the wood grain of the table, tracing it with his finger. Bit rough, yeah? Well, anyway, I was on this sex application with this feller starts coming up to me, the huffy one I was with. He's also staying at the casino. He suggested we come down here for some fun, so I followed suit. Place was packed with Fennec folk earlier. They all went back there, though. He points towards the corner door. So, this place is for gay guys, right? That's most probably the case. That okay with you? A slight curl. I can read. A slight smile curls up on the edge of Mike's maw, and Daxton is brought with a brief stutter. I don't give a care, you know? You do you, I'll do me. Maybe I'll do you too, yeah? Oh my god. Daxton looks like he's been slapped, his tail coiling inward. Mike just chuckles in a bassy rumble. Oh boy, that straightened your curls, didn't it? Did you download that all by yourself? You sassy little shit. My phone vibrates. Is that, a hail from Tactical? Daxton says this as if it's physically painful for him to utter those words. Mike's expression shifts, and he looks curiously at the salamander. I check my phone. It's from Flynn. Come to the smoke room, alone. I feel like that might be time to call it. I was thinking of doing it earlier, but I wasn't 100% sure because I don't know how long this scene is, and we're a little bit over time. So, yeah. Sex bar. I mean, I guess all bars could be sex bars. I don't know. But, yeah. That's going to be the end of this Let's Play. So, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please comment, cause I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out other Videos to help grow, please remember to spay and neuter your animals to help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, why would you? It's terrible. I'm joking. Then you can get it for free on itch.io, or if you want to support the people that made this game, they're making other games, they have a Patreon. Is there anything else I can think about? Nothing. I don't think so. So anyways, until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix. Of Echo. Just gonna roll my head all about. So thanks and see ya. I'm hearing cracking noises. That doesn't sound good.